I'm not even sure if we're live. Right, and we may be live. Hello. So welcome everyone to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Slam Jam Wrestling Show YouTube channel. Make sure you smash that subscribe button wherever you're watching. And so far, it is me, it is Gav. How are you doing, Gav?
I'm good there, thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. So like Slam Jam had like a little bit of a break, and then we came back last week. You know, you weren't there for that one. There was a bunch of others. Now they're not here. You're here. So one thing
they ran away from me.
Yeah, they're scared of you, Gav.
That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I was going to say is we discussed. It's like the wrestling world is so busy and so fast. Well, I was going to say we can touch base on, because you didn't get to give any thoughts on All In. We're about to have All Out. In between, we've had WWE's Bash in Berlin. So there's a lot, I'm sure, that we've got to catch up on here.
Definitely.
But what did you think of All In?
What did I think of it? Well, I completely missed all of it. I was.
You missed it?
Yeah, so I was awake when that was going on.
Of course.
Yeah. I saw little clips here and there of what was going on.
Okay, so some of the headlines. Give me your reaction. Bryan Danielson winning the... Oops, broke something there. Bryan Danielson winning the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
I think it was a good call.
I think it was a good call, right? I really thought Swerve was going to win, though.
I didn't.
Well, I didn't until like the match started, but they literally advertised it as the final countdown. So it was genuinely a swerve on what the advertising was going with.
That's right. And I think I even posted it on the group. I said, Daniel, he's working all of us.
Yeah.
I think I posted that somewhere.
And again, like, I swear, like, this is like one of these weird Mandela effect things. Like, because Nigel McGuinness returned. But I swear a year ago, like, Nigel McGuinness first was around AEW at All In. They had him do the announcement of the attendance, made a big deal. And for the whole year, he's been ragging on Daniel Bryan. It's like, well, he's going to return and have this match.
Yeah.
And then clearly, to me, that was 100% the plan. Because, one, he had been coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
And, and then Daniel Bryan, obviously they put him in the main event. But because McGuinness did come back, I think that was always the plan, but they changed it somewhat.
Yeah. And the other thing is as well, look how he's gotten really swole, isn't he, Nigel McGuinness?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in like probably the best shape of his career, isn't he?
Well, I don't know. Do you remember his days as Desmond Wolfe in TNA?
True. Yeah.
Like, he looks a bit older, but he doesn't look in bad shape, right?
No, he's really
he does look in good shape for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he was Desmond Wolfe, like, I thought he was going to be one of the next big things.
I thought
that
so
was right around when like he had like whatever problems he had there, he had to retire. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I was there at All In, and one of the big things. Do you know what I was like? I would have said this on like the group chat, but I was in the very worst seat in the entire house.
Yeah.
And there was like one row behind me, but otherwise I was at the very back of the entire stadium.
Right.
And the screen above the ring wasn't on, and the positioning of like the ring meant that you couldn't even see the entrances. It was terrible.
Wow.
But because the screen wasn't on, there was this awesome family, and when I say it, I don't know them at all. But the dad was so irate that the screen wasn't on. He just went and was complaining really loudly. Yeah. And then he's like, right, we're moving. And I'm like, I'm joining your family. And I just moved with him. And so I got a really good seat in the end.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so that was cool. But like a bunch of stuff happened, which I'm sure is going to have impact on what's happening at All Out and or further along. But like the biggest one outside of Bryan winning the world title was Christian Cage has got a #1 contender shot whenever he wants. And so
I know that kind of sparked a lot of controversy, didn't it? So.
Well, absolutely, because like I think Christian has been one of the best things in AEW since he turned heel.
Definitely. Yeah.
But he's never been given the world title.
No.
So I think he is owed a run. I think he has earned it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I like Christian as well. And
Yeah.
like what you said, just echoing what you said, his run in AEW, since turning heel, especially. Brilliant.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
he's like, when you think back to the Dudley Boys, the Hardys and Edge and Christian, right? There were the clear ones that at least WWE, but arguably the fans as well, thought, well, this guy's the Shawn Michaels, this guy's the Jannetty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of Edge and Christian, well, actually, the Dudley Boys was a different dynamic, so maybe not with them. They definitely tried to push Bubba Ray when they
further. Yeah,
he got further when they absolutely they did the whole Reverend Devon Deacon Batista deal, which was awful. But in TNA, Devon had a good run, and Bully Ray obviously then became a world champion.
That's right, yeah.
So I'd say there isn't really a Jannetty there, but of Edge and Christian they saw as the Jannetty.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Matt Hardy they saw as the Jannetty.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would say, as it stands right now with Edge and Christian in 2024, Edge is now the Jannetty.
It's changed completely.
And it was like a few years ago with Broken Matt Hardy. He was always the Jannetty, and it was suddenly he became the more interesting personality.
And if you're listening, Marty Jannetty, we're sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Jannetty. Sorry. Like, if you are listening, Jannetty, come on the show, because that'd be awesome. Yeah. Just like, God, I can't imagine interviewing Marty Jannetty though.
Yeah, that'd be different.
Yeah, it would be. Right. Okay, but so anyway, let's come to what do you want to tackle first? We can talk more All In. Do you want to talk All Out? Have you at least heard what happened on Dynamite this week? If you haven't seen it,
no.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't heard anything.
Shit.
What I did see, just a little. I think someone posted it in the group chat.
Yeah,
what's her name? Mia May?
Oh, it could be. That's not where I'm going.
Right. Okay. No, I don't know anything then.
Okay. Wow. Do you mind a spoiler at all, or
go for it?
Okay. So, did you see like the good news, like the feel good story from earlier, like a couple of days ago, that because of like his brand new big fat contract, Swerve Strickland has bought back his childhood home.
Yes, I saw that.
Well,
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see something with that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I give big clap to AEW for this, because clearly this has been part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Because on Dynamite, Hangman Adam Page burned it down, and it's like
And he's not in jail.
He's not in jail. It's like, this is a thing that, like, you can't really take something like that back. You know, how can he ever be a face again?
Well, there you go. As Hogan would say, the wrestling fans are forgiving.
Oh my God, that's another thing this week. Like, as people have been saying in our chat, like, Hogan just shouldn't speak.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did we have? They're forgiving of Chris Benoit. He's been saying.
That's right. Yeah.
He was saying that that Bret Hart hates everyone. Like, and I think he was on Logan Paul's podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And but like, there was one funny clip from that where it's ironic, because I think Hulk Hogan doesn't actually really know that much about the wrestling industry. That's my theory.
No.
It's like he knows what he was doing, but I think I think either one of us could beat him in a quiz on
definitely
what happened in wrestling. Yeah,
I was going to say, unless it's to do with Hulk Hogan, but even then, you probably still get it more right than him, because
exactly. He'd make it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't remember. Oh yeah, so Logan Paul. Hogan said, if it was a work or a shoot, and apparently Logan didn't know what those terms mean, and he's been in wrestling for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And Hogan gave like a funny like look to the cameras, like, is he serious?
Yeah.
But then Hogan does what Hogan does best, and it's come out with lies and compared himself to try to make any of his unfortunate past seem okay. He's like, they forgave Chris Benoit. It's like, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No one forgave Chris Benoit.
I'm sure he's not talking to Chris Benoit, well, not even a Chris Benoit, but Nancy's family or anything like that. So,
well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's forgiving anyone there.
No. I think the only thing that's actually moved in that direction is that there was like the dark side of the ring about Benoit, but they had his son on it, where he was saying, "Oh, my dad's still my hero," and like, and people accept that. But
you can understand that,
yeah, but no one. WWE haven't inducted Benoit already. Not that he claims that, but there's been no sign of this.
And like, I always hear like people saying that knew Chris that he wouldn't want to be inducted anyway.
Yeah.
So, for what he done, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that whole thing, like, we don't need to get too deep into it, but like, a thing which is fairly, I think, universally said is that whatever happened to him, like how like Chris Nowinski turned out to be like a genius scientist, and like they tested his brain and that it was like really damaged. Hang on 1 second. Oh man. No, so okay, there's just like a glitch with the Facebook stream. We're still on YouTube, we're still on Twitch, it's fine.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, so with what they discovered, they were like, Chris Benoit wasn't himself.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't excuse what happened, but at least it puts some context to it.
Because like,
but anyway,
don't really want to get into it, but having kids myself, and I think I posted this in the group.
Well, yeah,
you just couldn't imagine like
no
anything to my kid. Like you're kind of, as soon as you hold your kid for the first time, you made a pledge to protect them. So
yeah,
I still don't understand that.
No.
Well,
but anyway, so Hogan manages to think he's 1 inch above the bottom of the barrel. So if that's the thing which he's trying to elevate himself, good luck to him. But let's come to the Bash in Berlin.
Yeah.
So did you see this show?
Yes, I did. Yes,
I saw like 2/3 of it in the end. Like, I missed the opening match. You know, I was like otherwise engaged, but to me, like I didn't mind missing the first match. I'm sure Cody and Owens had a great match.
It was a good match.
This was an event of, I think we all predicted pretty much all of the results correctly.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting with them doing the pay-per-views in like Europe, how like there's hardly any matches on it, which is a thing. So they're like paying for flights, complete opposite to AEW, who brought their entire roster over here. But 5 matches, all of them were predictable. But what were your thoughts on Cody and Kevin Owens? Because I didn't see this one.
Going back to that, I think what Triple H is doing is following the UFC kind of rule.
Okay.
So UFC have got like a 5-match policy on their main card.
Really?
So the main card like will have 3 under, and then you have a co-main event and then the main event. So
that's fascinating. I wonder what the logic of that is.
I don't know. I think they're like the wrestlers themselves now are able to tell better stories. That's definitely the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm for it. And then I think the bigger like pay-per-views, the big 4, will get longer time and more matches. So
yeah, I mean, like obviously, like they split WrestleMania into 2, and they're going to do that with SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know? The weird thing with that is the one that which it makes more sense to split into 2 is the Royal Rumble, because they have 2 Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah.
But they might think that's too close to WrestleMania to.
True. Yeah.
But no, that's interesting if UFC do it, and it's interesting to see. Like again, we're about a year since the TKO sale, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
And WWE, from what it was to what it is quite different. The camera work is different.
I love that camera work now.
It's so cool. I love just following them through like the
changes like that. They're making it into like a real event. So even coming in from even before the locker room, from outside, following them into the building, and really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but so we had women's tag team championships. The Unholy Union lost the tag titles back to Bianca and Jade. Again, like was it the UK event where Jade and Bianca lost it?
That's right. Yeah.
And so they were just kind of returning it back to. I don't think they ever really wanted them to lose it.
No, I don't think so. But again, I think Was you at that event? Was it in
What,
Glasgow?
in person? No, I wasn't at it. Yeah, that was Clash at the Castle.
That's it. Yeah, so that one, I think they put, majority of Scottish people were actually on that card. And I think because no Scottish person was going to win, like you had Viper, or what's her name? Piper Niven. And then you've got Drew. So they were winning. So it was like, okay, let's put someone that's going to win. So kind of what my theory was.
Really. No, that's hitting the nail on the head. That makes complete sense. So, but good for them that they especially got a home turf win. But now they're back to business with Bianca and Bianca. I keep saying it the English way, Bianca and Jade. And the interesting thing is, from when Jade was going to debut, is like, well, they need to have her feud with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
And obviously they felt, because like they kind of said, it's not her fault. She was in AEW. She isn't quite ready. And so they put her in the tag team. But because I think if they'd just been the tag team champions this whole time, they would have probably started to have tension between them.
Yeah.
Whereas I think this is now probably going to lead all the way up to WrestleMania.
I think so as well. And I'm not even too sure. Like, Jade looks really good in this bout. She's actually improved quite a lot.
Her wrestling, you meant? Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Or we go into anything else, but her wrestling has definitely come along. I think maybe she probably still needs a bit more, but still green. But that'll come. Like
we literally saw when she was in AEW, we were literally seeing her debut match ever.
That's right. Yeah.
So, this is no time at all.
She didn't get much time either. There's always squash matches as well. So she'll grow anyway. And I'm not even too sure if I want it for this WrestleMania or probably next.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, let it cook, you know?
Okay, well, how about this? How about at WrestleMania, they lose the tag team titles or something happens which then puts them on a year-long path to
right. Yeah, I could go with that, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, no, go ahead, Gav.
I was going to say, you just want, like, especially with Bianca, you want a really good match coming out of that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want it to be, I wouldn't say half-assed.
I tell you what, Gav, if they were to start the feud at WrestleMania and take it to the next WrestleMania, and I don't know how they could avoid them having any like physicality or something. But if they just if they lost and then they're upset at each other, they try to keep the tag team together.
Or even a brand split then. And then
something.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, with a long build, that is because like we've had a couple of women's match main event Mania. Yeah. They could build to that being the next women's match main eventing Mania.
That's right, yeah, definitely.
Because I don't know obviously what they're gonna do 6-7 months time or whatever. But obviously, The Rock is going to reemerge. Yeah. He's going to be Cody, Roman, Rock. Yeah. That's all going to be over the main event of Mania.
Yeah.
So, maybe just start planting the seeds and give that a year-long. Oh, and probably Punk is still wanting that main event.
Yeah, it's going to be Punk and Seth again. It'll be like them actually having that match then.
Yeah.
It'll be a big thing. So that's why Bronson Reed has been put in the mix. Just to simmer that until it gets to that point.
Well, yeah, so I don't even know what the deal with Seth is. Is he actually injured and they just wrote him out?
I think I'm not too sure.
Okay,
but he might be still injured. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think obviously because obviously this goes back a few weeks to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Seth was a 3-way feud with Seth, Drew, and Punk.
Yeah.
And obviously Seth was a real focus there. The Bronson Reed thing just kind of gives Seth a distraction.
Yeah.
So then when they come back to Punk,
they
can say, oh, well, from when you debuted and then SummerSlam and then heat it up for WrestleMania again.
Yeah. And just to think, right, this is going to sound really bad. We're only 4 months away from the Royal Rumble.
That's insane. Yeah. Actually, what month is it? September, October, November, December. Oh my God, this year has gone so fast.
Very fast.
Yeah.
So you start building WrestleMania from there, 4 months. So
yeah. Wow. Okay, but certainly. Let's come back to this. Punk and Drew. So Punk had to win this one realistically.
Yeah.
He got the bracelet back. Have you seen Raw from this week?
Yes.
Right.
Finally caught up.
Okay, so Drew reemerged there, and again, this is a sign of how WWE is so different in that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk have been feuding since January.
Yeah,
and now obviously Punk was injured for a long time.
Yeah,
and they've now had 2 matches, and so they're going to keep it going
over a bracelet.
I know. I mean,
how have they put a bracelet over their titles? Like,
yeah. The weird thing with that is, I think that it's because they're so good. Like, if you take CM Punk and Drew McIntyre out of it, and it's a feud over like a bracelet, that's almost Judy Bagwell level of stipulation. You know, you need good people. Like, who was it? Who was it that had the feud over a shampoo commercial?
Booker T. Was that?
Booker T and who?
Not Goldust, was it? Or no?
I can't remember. Who was it?
Oh,
it was someone good though. But my point is, you can make something ridiculous work. Who the hell was it?
I remember now. You got that
shampoo feud. Shampoo feud. WWE. Jesus. That? Booker T and Edge. Oh yeah,
Edge. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. War over shampoo. Yeah. Crazy. Oh my god! It's like obviously they've put out this trailer for the Vince McMahon documentary, and I did manage to catch that just before we went live.
Yeah.
But it's so different WWE now that then hopefully there won't be.
It's improved so much to me. It has improved. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of must watch, and like the thing is, you can't keep your eye off of it.
Yeah,
because you miss certain things as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Certain things as well. So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so Drew broke the bracelet, but give me your opinion, because I tried to look this up to see if it was actually there, and I couldn't find it, but the reports were, and I didn't see it contradicted, that Punk then shared on Instagram this was a duplicate bracelet.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Why would Punk do that?
That's why I was just like, CM Punk doing this. I mean, even Dave Green even mentioned it. Of all people, CM Punk doing this. It's just
I mean, after like some of his complaints about stuff in AEW, that was a little bit hypocritical, because it was like you're killing your own feud here.
Yeah, exactly. But and like it's just like, wow, why would you do that? But again, I guess it's because I don't know if the fan got offended.
I don't know. Well, just send a DM. Like, if it's the fan that made it, just be like, don't worry, that was a decoy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's safe. You know. But yeah, so I think they'll take because before Drew came and beat up Punk was calling out Gunther. Yes. So that's obviously on their mind that they're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Gunther will probably lose it to Punk, which is a real shame.
I'm not sure if I like that.
No, I don't. I don't like it, to be honest. Gunther doesn't deserve to lose it. Is the problem? He's too good.
He's just way too good. And I think it's Gunther's time, you know. Yeah. And again, with Randy putting him over as well.
Yeah,
I kind of solidified him a little bit in that role a bit more as well. So,
well, see, here's the thing: like Gunther is, I think, compared to a lot of people when they're first world champion, Gunther was always someone that seemed like, well, he's better than the guys at the top anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think he necessarily needed the win over Orton at all.
No,
right?
No, definitely.
Obviously, you know, because look, Damian Priest has been a world champion now. But I feel like he will fall a little bit back down into the upper mid card. Yeah. Whereas I think Gunther, like when he was wrestling Sheamus at SummerSlam, it felt like a main event. Even though it's not the main event.
But to be honest, I think like Damian's star level has risen a lot.
Oh yeah, so much
since that world title. And
he's done really well. Like the Judgment Day for like the last 2 years.
Yeah,
has been huge.
Yeah, and it's been the main show.
And it was meant to be the Finn Balor show, and Finn has dropped massively.
Big time.
Big time. They they aren't even really emphasizing Damian Priest really having, I don't think people even care to see Damian finally get his hands on Finn.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think they care.
And
they care about Priest and Rhea, what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's because we've seen Damian versus Finn a lot of times, and
sure,
the majority of I'll say majority of it, Damian's always won, I think.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I can't remember.
I think. Yeah, so I don't know. Again, Finn needs to come back up. He needs to be built up a bit more. But
I don't know how they do it. I think if they bring back the demon in some way,
maybe
that might give it a fresh look.
But the demon, is that more of a face character?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Unless they do it so that if Priest does something where he beats Finn and then the next night after a pay-per-view the demon turns up utterly bloodies him or something.
You know, you just sparked my brain just then.
Yeah, go for it.
The Demon and Judgment Day versus the White Six.
Ooh.
And that's where the Demon comes out to confront House. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh, okay. Let's roll with it. What if? Oh my god, that would be great. Yeah, because all of the sit-down promo interview things they've done with Uncle Howdy, and he's like, "There you are." He can see into them. Imagine him speaking to Finn Balor.
Exactly.
And he sees the demon inside him,
and you could get the camera glitch in between Finn and the demon.
Yeah. Oh, there is a possibility there.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Okay, so we kind of touched on Gunther and Randy. So then, we didn't talk about the match, but coming back to Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins. Here's a quick question for you, right? What do you think of the tag team name? But also, has there ever been a male and female intergender tag team that have had a tag team name? Because I can't think of one. Because obviously, look, you got the Rockers, you got Demolition. You'll have Damage Control, but it's either girl, guy. I can't think of a duo.
Do you remember the mixed tag matches, the mixed tag tournament?
I didn't really watch it, but did they have tag team names?
I can't remember if Miz and Asuka had one.
Probably. Was it just a combination of their names?
Yeah, it would be just something like that.
Miz Asuka. Or
Awesome something, or I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Probably. Okay, it might have happened. But yeah, so
I'm not sold on that name at all.
Terror Twins.
And do you know what I was going to say to my brother? The promos beforehand, before the Bash in Berlin, with them cutting a promo behind the scenes and whatnot. It was so cringe to me.
Yeah, it
was kind of trying to give that 90s vibe with how they and the whole weird faces and it didn't work for me. That didn't work. But
I agree definitely. Yeah. But Dom and Liv for the last couple of months, that's been one of the best things in WWE.
Yeah.
Stuff can continue. I'll be honest, I never like the aspect. I don't mind it, but I'm not really sold on the whole Jey Uso Rhea Ripley stuff as well.
No, I don't.
All of these people have wives or husbands out there. Just you don't need to keep pushing it with these people. With Dominic, and then she's got his ear. You could believe that. She's manipulated him. But now we're so much further along that now Dominic's got married since then.
Yeah, exactly.
He's now in a love triangle with Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan and Uncle Howdy.
Right. And then now that we've got Rhea Ripley, who's married to Buddy Matthews.
Yeah, I was there thinking at least Buddy can rest now, and then it's just no.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. But overall, I really enjoyed everything I saw of Bash at Berlin, and WWE, they put on good pay-per-views generally now.
Yeah.
But unless there's other like stuff that I forgot from like Raw or something, let's come back to AEW and let's predict All Out.
I'll say one thing about Raw, the new commentator.
Oh yeah, what's this guy's name?
Joe
something or other.
Yeah,
I forget. Let me see if I can find it.
Do you know what? I've got to give him a chance. I'm not completely sold just yet, but
yeah. Well, okay. So, what's his background like?
Not too sure.
Other sports, NFL, something like this. Maybe it's cage fighting. Who knows?
Yeah, like it just. I don't know what it is. Like there was no excitement from a. You know when you got. And again, I think Dave Green mentioned it. I can never pronounce his name. Mario.
Yeah, Mario Ronaldo. Not Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. That's it.
Yeah, Ronaldo would be great. Okay, Joe Tessitore. Toro. I don't know.
He's got a kind of similar tone to him, and I said Mean Gene a little bit as well.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Mean Gene commentating.
Yeah.
That's how it felt to me, kind of at certain times.
Okay, just on a Mean Gene tangent there. Do you remember the gimmick Battle Royal?
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure they had Mean Gene on commentary.
He did, yes, he did.
Right, that was so wrong. Mean Gene wasn't a commentator.
No, he's not a commentator at all.
And that's just a backstage interviewer.
Right. Yeah. So again, it's his first day on the job, so.
Yeah, he's a lot better than the likes of Mike Adamley, if you remember Mike Adamley.
By miles.
Jeff Harvey.
Yeah, by miles. And he knows his stuff already, so
yeah.
Which is good.
Okay, cool. So let's have a look here. What's this? No, just edit, leave that. Okay, good. Now, so yeah, we've got it's so crazy in AEW, they're like what is their WrestleMania? Because it's really confusing. Is it all in? Is it all out? Or is it double or nothing?
I think it's now all in. It has to be. Really.
It's the biggest show, and next year they've announced it will be in a stadium in Texas.
That's right. Yeah.
But like obviously, all in 2018, before when it was Cody and the Bucks running it.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was the origin of AEW.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when AEW actually started, they took Cody's line, double or nothing. So their first real show was double or nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they were like, oh, well, at the same time of year, all out. And it's like, okay, so which one is the big show?
And then
now, all out feels like a nothing show because all in is like 2 weeks earlier.
Exactly.
You know, it's such an afterthought pay-per-view because they try to announce, a couple of matches that aren't then happening at All In. They announce in advance, but then they've literally got like 2 weeks to. And last year, I think they only had 1 week.
1 week, yeah, that's right.
To get the whole show together. And then especially, we're now at the 1 year anniversary of Tony Khan firing CM Punk.
Yeah, that whole little celebration run.
Yeah. Oh my God. How that has like literally bit them in the ass, basically.
It did. I even unsubscribed from there as well. So I was just like, really? Gonna be like
Yeah.
And, honestly, I haven't really watched since then. So I need to get back on it, really.
Yeah, I need to get more into AEW. Not that I don't, but it's just like I'll try to watch Dynamite, Collision, Rampage. Do they still make Rampage? And I say that as a semi-serious question. But okay, let's go over the matches. The interesting thing, just going by Wikipedia, if this is true, so it says match number 7, Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry, which we can get to in a second. But then it says match number 8, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. After what I just said, unsanctioned, lights out steel cage match. So that's actually going to main event it.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I mean, to be honest, that's going to be, no pun intended with what happened, the hottest match going into this, right?
Definitely.
Hang on, let's have a look. Oh, we're having fun in the comments tonight, guys. You guys thinking about wrestling all day, every day. Go do something else fun. Your whole life will revolve around wrestling. I've got 2 words for you, my friend. Suck it. Right. Anyway. No, we love you. Look, if you can't spell Kevin,
Kerwin White. Yeah.
It's like Kerwin White. Yeah. Right. Okay. But make sure you smash the subscribe. We love you, even the haters. We're the best heels in the business. Right. Okay. Now, anyway, so coming back to this. So we've got Will Ospreay versus Pac, singles match for the AEW International Championship. Thoughts for this going into this show?
Pac versus who? Sorry,
Ospreay for the International Championship.
Probably Ospreay, really. It's got to be, really.
Yeah.
He's just
probably like so Pac is already like the trios champion along with the others in Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah.
Hang on, I don't mean to like go into the trolls here, right? One more thing, like I didn't mention earlier, Tyler was giving us some nice stuff. You guys cooking right now, stuff like that. I should read the good comments as well.
Yeah.
Like, one more thing, wrestling is fake.
It is.
The pain. But no, nothing but love.
I'm not going to say I love you, Kerwin.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I love you.
Yeah, there you go. It's just feel the love, my friend. Right, but anyway, Ospreay's going to win, but I expect this to be, how many stars is this going to get? 5 or 6?
What, Meltzer stars or
Meltzer stars? Well, like right. Genuinely, what do you think you'll score it?
What would I score it?
Yeah, Ospreay versus Pac. It has to be good.
It's got to be good. It's got to be up there. So probably a 4, maybe.
I think it'll be a 4-star match.
Yeah,
certainly. It might even be a 5-star match, except for my own standard. I only will give 5 stars to something where it's like I'm truly going to remember that match forever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like blown away, you know. Yeah. I don't know how many matches I would ever put as 5-star. The ones that Undertaker, Shawn Michaels first WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
To me, that was that was probably the first 5-star match I'd ever seen. That wasn't me watching an old, before I started watching, kind of Ricky Steamboat,
Savage. Yeah, Steamboat Savage. Yeah.
Maybe Brett and Owen at WrestleMania was a 5-star match. It was a different kind of match. Yeah. You know, there's a few, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, so Young Bucks versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio and Wheeler for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, but Claudio and Wheeler are already the 6-man tag champions. That's such a weird match, and they only just won them.
Yeah, they don't need to win it then.
No, they're not going to win it. The Bucks are going to keep that there.
Bucks win that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander versus Chris Statlander, Chicago Street Fight.
Oh, who's the heel?
Yeah, it's got to be Statlander. Yeah, Statlander's with Stokely Hathaway at the moment. So,
I don't really know the story.
I mean, there's not tons. They had stuff going back at like All In. It's just kind of generic feud at the moment.
Okay,
it's more based around Stokely on the outside, if anything.
Yeah, like if it's just happened, it's got to be Chris. Interference with Stokely. Got to.
Like, okay, let me check who actually, because didn't they wrestle at, maybe I'm wrong about this, didn't they actually wrestle, was it a tag match at All In 2024? Because it was on the pre-show where I couldn't actually see jack shit because I was so far away. Like, genuinely, Gav, I sat there and within the first 20 minutes of the pre-show, I'm like, I don't know what time the trains are tonight. Would it be really bad if I left early? Because I can't actually see. Well,
wow.
The first couple of matches, to give you the example, on the pre-show, this was the opening match. Tommy Billington, so nephew of Dynamite Kid, that was cool too. You know, hopefully he'll go on to have a good career, but you know, that was really cool for him to come out first at Wembley. Right. So Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, Kyle Fletcher, Leo Rush, Action Andrade, and Top Flight, Darius Martin and Dante Martin versus, that was just one team.
Wow.
Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, Anthony Ogogo, Daivari, Private Party, the Dark Order, and all of them came out with their seconds and thirds and stuff. Right. I can say that from that distance, I didn't know who was who.
Wow.
It was a nightmare trying to watch from that distance.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so, and then we had Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii defeating Statlander and Stokely Hathaway.
Well, there you go.
Is kind of that was the pre-show match, and now they're kind of doing a singles like a week later.
So that means Chris is going to have to win that.
Yeah, possibly. Or but that was a pre-show, so maybe Willow will just win again.
True.
Yeah. Time will tell. I'm going to predict that Willow will win.
Okay.
That's my prediction. It's not if it was if the other match was on the pay-per-view, then I'd say I'd go with you, but I think Willow will just win because it's on All Out.
I was going to say, who's challenging Mercedes Moné? Is still the champ, right?
Yes. Hikaru Shida is back in the picture.
Oh, right. Okay, then.
And Mercedes Moné is going to win.
Do you reckon?
Oh, Shida isn't going to win. Like, Shida, she held the title, or she held the world title for like 8 months or something before, didn't she?
Yeah, true.
But, like, they're not going to... That was during the pandemic, and she's kind of been a nothing since, where every time they bring her back, they're like, oh, but she was champion.
Yeah.
But, like, her time has passed, unfortunately.
I think so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know eventually who Mercedes will lose it to.
That's what I wonder.
Sorry?
Would it be still the same Camille?
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
They could have that feud. Yeah. But the whole Mercedes Camille thing just reeks of Wardlow and MJF.
Yes.
It's just going to be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then Mercedes is going to turn around and be like, who is this NWA chick?
Yeah.
And just suddenly she's going to say, I don't want the match.
Yeah.
You know. And then she'll sit down in the locker room and go back to WWE, you know.
But beforehand, Schmidt played a banjo. But
Oh my god.
That was so cringe. But yeah.
No, like, well, actually, I'm not really into Mercedes in AEW. Like,
from what I've
presentation
seen,
on and off in WWE sometimes was great, sometimes not so much.
Yeah,
I think you bring in, like, God knows what they paid her, but AEW have this horrible habit of bringing in huge stars and turning them heel immediately.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, Mercedes Moné, Okada. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, well.
But yeah, so Mercedes going to win that. But then we have, speaking of Okada versus To Be Determined. And it's a 4-way match for the Continental Championship. So I haven't seen what they're saying leading into this.
Right.
So I don't know if it's going to be anyone mystery, if we might get a surprise person.
Right.
But I don't know. Okada will win.
He'll win. Yeah.
Yeah. MJF, Daniel Garcia.
Is he still doing that?
Well, I don't know, actually. Like, so at All In, there was this thing where, like, someone interfered and or they caused a distraction or whatever, and it was like a mask. It's like, who is it? And when it was Daniel Garcia, that was probably the most disappointing moment of the whole show for me. Like, I don't know, because they said that Daniel Garcia and Swerve Strickland got these big contracts.
Right.
I don't know if it's true. Now, Swerve was their world champion, right? And I understand him dropping it to Danielson, but he could have remained as world champion. Yeah. So when Swerve signed a new contract, if it was a huge contract, it's like, well, he's been their world champion and been kind of carrying the company. I say that because the other problem that AEW have, oh my God, it's so true, actually. Sorry, I haven't even said it yet. MJF became world champion, and then he was in like 1 out of 2 or 3 pay-per-view main events. Yeah. When he was world champion, he wasn't the guaranteed main event. No. Swerve became world champion. He wasn't the main event.
Oh, exactly.
Daniel Bryan becomes the world champion, and now Swerve and Hangman in the main event. Like, just, it's what I said after a win. The booking was slightly weird, and it's still the case. They don't book their world champion as the main event. And now Swerve has lost the world title, Now he's the main event.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, so they said that Swerve and Garcia have got huge contracts now, and they said it was better than CM Punk money. And no disrespect to Swerve, they could have got him for a bit cheaper, right?
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's just the reality, right? Daniel Garcia, I wouldn't even pay him naked Midian money. I've got no time for Daniel Garcia. The dance is a one-trick thing. He's not the worst in the ring. I'm not into that character.
Okay, yeah. I've got to agree with you.
Yeah, like I wouldn't give him a huge contract.
No.
Like I can understand them giving MJF a big contract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I wouldn't have paid MJF CM Punk money.
No, he's not on that level yet.
No, literally the only ones, if they had to give Kenny and the Bucks huge money to begin with, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
If they then paid Jericho and Punk a lot, I get it. If they paid Mercedes and Okada, but I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it's no disrespect to either of them. Swerve, I'd have been like, you'll get $1 million. You'll get $1 million. And that's because we want to keep you and we want to pay you as the world champion. Yeah. Right. But I don't know what Punk was getting, but I don't know.
That's crazy.
Daniel Garcia, though, honestly, Brooklyn Brawler money. That's where he's at.
Has he done anything really?
Daniel Garcia, no. Like he danced.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Lots of people dance. Fandango dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then the one other match we haven't spoken about on here is world champion Bryan Danielson against Jack Perry.
Oh, that's a foregone conclusion right there, anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah. The most obvious booking on the whole show, unless Christian does something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember from about a year ago, Bryan Danielson said that after All In last year, he was going to wrestle one more year full-time and then be part-time. Right? And I think even on his promo after winning the world title, when he did it last week on Dynamite, Bryan said, and as soon as I lose this title, my career's over. Right?
Yeah.
I think he still is going to wrestle part-time.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. Or maybe he said my full-time career is over. I still think he'll do the occasional match.
I think so. He's not going to give it up altogether. He's going to get
think it would be crazy to have him lose it soon. He shouldn't lose it until Double or Nothing.
Yeah, when is Double or Nothing? When is
May? It's the better part of a year away.
Yeah.
But to have him lose it beforehand, you don't have a bigger star.
No, exactly.
Yeah, like who do you have that's... And again, MJF, like Swerve obviously started in WWE, but I think it's fair to say Swerve is an AEW made star.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
In the same way that Steve Austin was in WCW and ECW, no, he is a WWE made star.
Exactly that. Yeah.
But like you have MJF, you have Swerve Strickland, and even though they are big homegrown talents, they're not quite name recognition wise. No. Like, well, even then, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, John Moxley, none of them quite have the WWE names.
No.
Other than who? Then Jericho. He's the only one that kept his name.
And then again, with even Mercedes.
Who else kept the name? I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Punk did, but he's gone.
But Punk. Christian Cage, but
Christian Cage, But even then, Christian isn't that big a star.
No, not on that level. No.
Like everyone knows him, but he's not on the same, like he's better than Edge now in terms of he's no longer the Genetti. But he isn't oh my god, Christian's there.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get the casual.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I think they should run with Bryan Danielson because he's a big name in wrestling.
Yeah, who defeats him though?
Sorry?
Who takes the title off him though? That's the thing.
Well, they could choose anyone. They could swing back round to Swerve. They could put it on Hangman.
Right, true.
They could whoever they choose next. if they do it now, then it was kind of why did they even bother with Daniel Bryan to not even see if he'd elevate things?
Do you think he's going to get Moxley to beat him?
I don't know what's going on with Moxley. What was this whole thing about?
You don't own the company or something?
Yes, well, it's our company now.
Yeah. I have no idea.
No idea.
Here comes the money. Is it Shane?
That's the theory. Oh my god, yeah. So when I was at All In, everyone thought around me in my section that before it was Daniel Garcia, it was going to be Shane McMahon.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so it was such a
letdown. Yeah.
But yeah, so Bryan Danielson, Jack Perry. What do you envisage? Any sort of angle or something coming out of that?
There'll be something coming out of it.
Otherwise, I mean, perhaps the Bucks will get. Okay, how about this? How about Jack Perry loses to Danielson? Perhaps the Young Bucks get involved. Maybe the Blackpool Combat Club will run down and try and help as well.
Yeah.
How about to try to reinvigorate the Young Bucks? That next month or whenever their next pay-per-view is, Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson for the world title. That would be something different to do with them.
It'll be different, definitely.
It'd be really different.
Yeah.
Or how about this? A three-way. Bryan Danielson versus Matt Jackson versus Nick Jackson. And you can imagine the Young Bucks sort of starting this feud of maybe we're going to fight each other.
But then laying down.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just laying down.
Yeah.
Although, would it then be a case of that, well, Nick Jackson kicks out and he's like, what are you doing? I was going to
exactly. Yeah.
He's like, no, you lay down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it goes with these sort of heel situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'd be up for something like that. I think they should do that. It would definitely give a different vibe to the Young Bucks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to come out of their little slumber, really. So
well, yeah, it's just like I don't know. When were the Young Bucks actually really, really hot in AEW?
Do you know what? They had a good few matches with what are they called? Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, Zero Miedo.
Yeah. So yeah, they had some really outstanding matches. Like I was never a big fan of the Young Bucks or Generation Me or whatever. But I had to respect some of their matches with Pentagon and
and like and look, their matches are always full of content, right?
Yeah.
I think some of like the personal stuff, obviously everything with Punk, it's kind of damaged their perception. But also just some of the stuff they do in promos is weird. Like I remember when Kenny Omega came back from a long injury.
Yeah.
And the fans cheered and they were like, you've been booing us for months. So what are you doing? I was like, why are you killing this? Like they're pleased to see you. Why are you killing this? Oh, dude. Right. Okay. So that's our predictions for All Out. We kind of covered other stuff. Is there other stuff, any hot takes or stuff that you've seen about that we haven't covered, Gav?
Hot takes. Wow. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. He was tagging with Kofi and
Odyssey Jones.
Odyssey Jones, that's the one.
Yeah,
he's been released now, hasn't he? So
well, was it okay? So again, this is speculation. I don't know anything about it. We always got to be careful saying stuff on the
net. Allegedly.
Was it allegedly some sort of domestic violence thing?
Allegedly, so yes.
It's a real shame because he'd been out of it for a long time. He's only been back in the picture for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's actually going to disrupt that program now. With So does New Day stick together now still, or
I hope so. I genuinely don't want New Day to ever break up.
No, same. I don't want them to break up either.
And I don't know. I think Big E can do something. Like I don't know what his health is. Right.
Yeah.
But you think you've got a dynamic with a 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
They can do something where like they need someone or something's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like there's, if you got any 3 guys that's going to take on my 3 guys and out come 2 of them and it's New Day. And just sort of like when they did the tease for the Hardys, imagine if they did the same tease and Big E comes out, right? And then imagine just like he's on the apron, he gets the tag, he comes in, clothesline, doesn't take a bump, has an easy night.
Yeah.
Just like chucks someone somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's still got all this.
If he's able to do it,
someone,
he'll still have the strength, definitely. It might have dwindled a little bit, but like, that's if he's able to do it. Like,
health comes first. Comes first. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be really good. If
I think they could still do something. I don't think the New Day need to break up. No, it's like at times they've been out of the focus, and you could say, "Oh, it's stale." But all they need to do is actually put them on TV in something meaningful.
Stop them feuding with the Viking Raiders or whatever they're called this week.
Viking Raiders, Warriors, the Viking Experience. You know, or carrying crosses, garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Stable. Yeah.
God.
Like, if one of the biggest travesties in wrestling history was ending Kofi Mania with a 6-second match, right?
Yeah, that was bad.
Just do something to reinvigorate. Just say, hey, Kofi, you know, you're washed up now, and then just have like him find some new fire.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, no, Kofi Mania is gonna live forever, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Just find the story. Like it's an easy one, really. Or have Big E there, whether he's going to wrestle or something again.
Yeah.
Have the thing where it's like, hey, I was world champion. Big E was a world champion. Kofi was a world champion.
It's your time.
Xavier, when are you actually going to take it seriously? Put the trombone down and there's so many ways. There's so many ways you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gav, like we can begin to wrap things here. I'm going to do a quick refresh on the page, see if there's any breaking news. Gav, one thing I'll get your opinion on during the show when we did it last week. Literally during the show, found out that Psycho Sid passed away.
Oh, you know what?
I was gutted to hear that Sid died.
I was big time gutted. Like when I was a kid, he was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Especially as Sid Justice.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, that music when he come through the curtain, how he just looked down the camera, just talk his way to the ring, and he'll be like giving that maniacal laugh, and I've bought into it. And like even what people forget as well, at the end of the match with the stretcher, when he used to throw them into the ring post, and
my gosh,
Harvey Wickman, and he was brilliant. I used to actually record every single match of his. So
oh my god, absolutely the same. Yeah. No, Sid was so good. He was like, I said this last week, I think he was the first heel where I was like, I prefer him. You know?
Exactly.
Like I was a Hulkamaniac, but I was like, no, it's like Sid is every man for himself.
Exactly.
You know,
I was there booing Hogan. I was just like,
I was absolutely, And when Sid was Psycho Sid, and that music, when he beat Shawn Michaels,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Even beforehand, I remember I never really watched WCW, and I remember around about 19. I'm dating myself here.
Yeah.
Around about 1989, there was a Starrcade event, and I remember there was 2 rings. I might be wrong.
Yeah, go on.
2 rings, and the Skyscrapers won that one.
Yeah.
If anyone knows in the comments, let me know. But yeah, he won it. And I just remember looking at this guy in awe. And I was only a little kid. I think I was about 11 at the time. He just sat there and he was just in the ring on one knee. And me and my cousin, we saw it and we mimicked it from there on. And he's just like, bring it kind of thing.
Yeah. I tell you what, right? I think it was Sid power bombing Brian Pillman in a WCW War Games match, where because Sid was so tall, he brought up Pillman and he hit the roof of the. Okay, I'm going to try to find that clip later. I'll try to share it if I find it, because it shouldn't be too hard. It was a War Games.
Yeah.
And I think it was Sid, and I think it was Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
But that was so sad, and he was like he passed away. Obviously, he was 63.
Yeah.
And when you hear that, he could have still been wrestling like 5 years ago.
Exactly.
So there was it's such a shame that obviously he had that one match with like Heath Slater.
That's right. Yeah,
he still could have had a presence.
Yeah, and the thing is, he should have been back in WWE. He should have been brought back in to do something.
Yeah. To be honest, like, you never know what the genuine Arn Anderson factor might have been there. Because if, like, Ric Flair had been in WWE for years, Arn Anderson was WWE up until, like, obviously like a couple of years ago when he went to AEW.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a case of there were just some people that he, could never.
I heard that they buried the hatchet a long time ago, though. But
no, it was scissors, Gav, not a hatchet. Right. Well, maybe they did, because, like, to be fair, I think Sid and Arn Anderson were both in WCW in about the year 2000.
Yeah.
So maybe they did.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, though. They were both in the Four Horsemen, and one of them, and they were stabbing each other.
Was that at the Royal Albert Hall as well?
It was in, it would have been in England.
There, yeah.
Wow. How about that?
I've forgotten the whole story of it, but yeah. God.
Okay, let me quickly check what we've got on the headlines here. Oh my God, let me just screen share this unless there's anything dodgy on the screen. So if you didn't see it, check out this shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that just Orton's house or the Bray Wyatt house?
Well, exactly. You're right. But look, so literally, Adam Page lit this building on fire. And it goes to show the crazy money, unless they had something built and it was just like a mock-up house. Even then, that's got to be thousands.
Yeah, exactly. It will be.
Just for this angle. So,
because you're going to have like even the rescue people on board, make sure it's all contained and all that.
Okay, but I'm trying to remember back from the earlier Swerve Hangman feud. Was it that Swerve went into Hangman's house?
It was Swerve gone into what's the
like where his baby was?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Can't remember the whole thing of that now.
So obviously, it's like, so in one sense, you could say, well, if Hangman was more of the face then, and Swerve went into his house, and now Swerve is the face, and Hangman's burned down his house.
Yeah.
Like, what do they do for the rubber match on this? Like, one of them's just going to literally, like Swerve is going to, like execute one of the Young Bucks or something like this.
It's going to be an Inferno match.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Or,
Hangman's going to kidnap Prince Nana and bury him alive or something. Yeah. Oh my God, you know what would be amazing? It's like, so Hangman's like, and I'm burying your manager alive. And like Swerve rushes to find him and he finds the grave. And when he's like digging, he's like, he's not in it. And then Prince Nana walks up and Swerve's like, how did you get out? He's like, I dug my way out. Yeah.
I swerved when
I swerved, absolutely. Great. Well, anyway, so I don't think there's any major breaking news. No. Something there about Tony Schiavone explains. Oh no, that's fine. He explains why he won't be watching the Netflix docuseries on his former boss, Tony Schiavone. He was in WWF for like a minute, so he doesn't even know it. Yeah, right. Lame stuff the internet says.
Yeah, I was gonna say slow news day, right?
Yeah, clickbait. Right. Mercedes Moné has heaped praise on Tony Khan's infectious passion. Jesus. Okay. Right. Well, anyway. Let's begin to wrap things up. It's been good to Slam Jam again. We're gonna do it more regularly.
Definitely. It's been brilliant.
Cool. Where can the people find you, Gav?
You can find me. Where can they find me? I can't remember. The best Gav on Twitter.
Okay.
It's X, isn't it?
On X, yes. Yeah. And check out all of the Slam Jam related channels on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. Smash the subscribe there. And with that,
comment below.
Yeah, make sure you snap into a Slam Jam. Right. Dig it. And with that, we are off the air. Boom. Ciao.